Independent Islamic Republic.
The European Union between February 24th and 17th November has imported more fossil fuel from Russia than the next 10 countries combined.
Business relationship between India and Russia is not related to the Russian military operations over in Ukraine. The relationship between India and Russia will expand. These are the words of Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar. According to him, trade between India and Russia is about $12 to $13 billion a year, and India has already submitted a list to Russia, a list of competitive goods for deliveries to the Russian market.
Completely free of charge.
Many other statements were made by the Indians during a visit to India by German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, who called for increased sanctions pressure on Russia. So what are your thoughts, folks? Should India give in for the sake of humanity, for the sake of Western concerns for human rights in Ukraine? I'll tell you what I think. I think the Anglo-Saxons are striving their best to tear the Indian and Russian relationship apart. India, don't forget, is a key partner of Russia in Asia, and to lose India would be a disaster for the Russians, especially since India relies on Russian weapons a fair bit. Both in America and in Europe, they realized that there are still many countries out there who refuse to join sanctions on Russia and remain neutral in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. The role of India is almost key, because if India falls, expect many nations to follow, and India should not give in to the demands. China, on the other hand, is a special case. Due to the rise of its military and the American position on Taiwan, the West aren't really talking to those fellas out there. Historically, India has been the leader of the non-aligned movement countries of the global south, which has been dubbed the Third World by leaders of the West. These countries have always listened to India, and this is India's time to continue that influence and make a stand against the leaders of the collective West, obsessing over Ukraine and prepared to fight Russia to the last frozen European. India has never positioned itself as an opponent of the West, and on some issues, especially in terms of confronting China, India has cooperated with the West, and due to India's cooperation in containing China, Europeans and Americans hope it's possible to drag Indians on their side in a global confrontation against Russia. Russia has come under heavy sanctions by the collective West, and Russia needs India. India knows this very well. India remains one of the main windows to the outside world. India has become one of the main buyers of not just Russian weapons but also Russian oil, and of course India has also taken advantage of the situation because it buys Russian oil at a heavy discount at a much lower price cap of $60 per barrel introduced by the West. So it doesn't really make sense for Europeans and American diplomats to enter India and demand the Indians to join sanctions and comply with this marginal cost. Even if you're pro the regime in Ukraine and support Zelensky over Putin, you can't blame Indians for not adhering to the demands of the West. Indians need to think first of all about their own and not about Western interests, neither Russian interests for that matter. With energy prices being so sky high, there's a lot of countries out there who are depending on Russia and they want to buy Russian oil at a discount. It's a sin not to take advantage of this and not to bring down the price. The leaders of the collective West should realize India's stance is just business, nothing personal. Thanks for listening to the Independent Islamic Republic of Foreign Policy Hawk. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, shalom aleichem, adios, have a brilliant night.